So let's look at some of the development constraints that impact on the financial feasibility of the project. Let's and these all these constraints are actually going to establish your project limits. For example, it could be physical, it could be legal or contractual obligations that you may have to comply with, political issues, environmental, market timing, and they're all required to establish the development form. And unless you've actually established or addressed all of these, you will not be able to conduct your financial feasibility accurately. So, what can you develop on a site? Again, it goes back into the highest, best possible use. That is, what is the maximum number of units, apartments, townhouses, retail, commercial, or mix of both, that can be put on a site given the planning and zoning restrictions? So, what exactly is highest, best possible use? It is the reasonable, probable, and legal use of a vacant land or an improved property that is physically possible, appropriately supported, financially feasible, and that results in the highest value. The four criteria the highest and best use must meet are legally permissible, that means it complies with everything, it's physically possible, it's financially viable, and it has maximum productivity. Alternatively, the probable use of land or improved property specific with respect to the user and timing of the use that is adequately supported and results in the highest present value. Now, I didn't put this definition together, although this section here actually sums it up in the best possible way you can actually describe this. So, four criteria have to be met. It has to be legally possible, there should be physical possibility, and it should be financially viable, and it should attract or cause the maximum productivity possible. Now, I got this definition from the Appraisal Institute on Wikipedia. So, from the developer's perspective, what are we trying to do? We're trying to maximize profit, establish an income stream. We're trying to position ourselves in the market in terms of whether or not we're going to do a luxury or a medium level or a low level market segment that we're going to attract. Develop and hold versus develop and sell. So towards the end of the development, what are we going to do? Are we just going to develop it and sell it, or are we going to hold it, or are we going to do a bit of both? Whatever the goal, the development must stack. That means it should be financially viable. It should bring in the biggest bang for the buck. In other words, so what are certain physical constraints? Number one is your planning schemes. That covers your zoning and your overlays that come with it. And once if you go, and every country has it, each country has their if you go back and have a look at these things, the planning schemes, zoning, and overlays, every country will have these. When we start looking at it, so say for example in UK we've got each country in the United Kingdom has its own planning system that is responsible for town and country planning, devolved in the Northern Ireland Assembly, the Scottish Parliament, and the Welsh Assembly. Same as in Australia. In Victoria, we've got a website called planning.vic.gov.au. In US, we've got, for example, this is New York City, and if you wanted to look at these sites, I've actually got them open, and I'll show you. These are the sites, and if you are from US or UK, you can actually have a look at them. And in Australia, we've got, this one is from Victoria, because I am from Victoria, but every state, Queensland, New South Wales, WA, South Australia, all states have a planning and zoning website that tells you that you can go in and key in the address, and it'll give you all the details of what zoning and overlays and restrictions are covered by for that property.